Welcome to Deep Thought. People get upset when you challenge their beliefs. Now, let me be clear on what I mean when I say this. It's not that you necessarily got in their face and you try to convert them for whatever their belief system is. In fact, you probably don't know them. The other week I had a presumed gentleman. He didn't really like something I was talking about in one of my videos. And he was like, "You're leading people astray." And I thought about getting into it with him, right? And I was like, because he had a specific set of beliefs. And I'm thinking to myself, if you don't agree with my beliefs, you can't really, why are you here? Because everybody doesn't subscribe to his particular set of beliefs. Because, well, for example, when I do these podcasts, I don't promote a specific spiritual path. I tell you, I just want you to think. I've shown respect for every spiritual path. I was like, your path is your path. My thing is just think. Now, there are people who don't agree with that, and that's fine. Go your own way. Do your thing. But what it is people, they'll have the type of beliefs where they get uncomfortable if anybody thinks differently. And I'm going to tell you what the genesis of that is. The real genesis is they're not really as strong in their beliefs. If you're strong in something, you're strong in what you believe, it don't matter what the rest of the world does. It really don't. It don't matter. If you're strong, that's you. That's your path. And you have to own it. But don't get mad or try to convince somebody else that it's the right way. And see, you have that a lot. People try to convince another person to follow their thing. They try to be imperialistic with their beliefs. But the real issue is making them uncomfortable. They're not really strong in their stuff, because if they were, you're not going to worry about it. You can be Daniel who could go into the lion's den and you're not bothered because you're strong in who you are. You could discuss things with people who have a different viewpoint and you're strong in who you are. As I said, I don't promote a specific path on here. And I mean, I've had atheists who've commented on here, agnostics, spiritualists, Comedics, Muslims, Christians. I think I might have had a Jewish person, definitely some Hebrew Israelites. And I'm just like, okay. It don't bother me. But the thing that does bother me is saying I'm supposed to be promoting whatever their path is, or I'm not on the right path. But like I said, that's not about the person. The person isn't strong in themselves because they get uncomfortable. It's not a question of thinking you're right and they're wrong, because I'm sure people harbor different things. But if you're really strong in your stuff, then you follow it. You don't have to worry about the other person. Because sometimes people say, well, I'm worried about their soul or something. I say, no, you're not. No, you're not. Because the same people who say that won't feed a homeless person. Same people who say that won't help their neighbor out. So the same people will walk past somebody in trouble. But they're concerned because it challenges what they think and they're not strong in it. So they get upset because they feel something, but they follow it because, they're used to it. As I said, if you challenge, you can actually kill somebody by challenging their belief system in a certain way. Because their whole life, how they eat, how they think, how they process information is based on that system. It's any belief system, any spiritual system, philosophical system, cultural system, economic system, political system is an operating system. For example, we can take it out the realm of religion. We can talk about politics, which in its own way is a religion. If you're conservative, you're going to do things a certain way. You're going to behave a certain way. Your body's used to it. Your body gets used to doing things a certain way. Consequently, if you're a liberal, you're going to behave a certain way. You're going to act a certain way. Certain things are going to be important to you. That's with any ism. Any ism. So when somebody comes along, they don't follow instead of respecting it. Respecting the differences and learning, it's like, well, I got to convert them. But that's only because within yourself, you're not feeling. You're not comfortable within yourself. You know? That's why it's like, don't come to me like showing that. I've actually told some people that. I say, hold up, man, don't come trying to get me to follow what you're believing in. Here's what you do. And I told him, I said, look, why don't you just live your life and shine a light on your system, and then if I personally feel drawn to it, I'm gonna come to it. Because I'm looking at your behavior. You can't tell me anything. Now, if I have a problem with it, I'm just gonna let you do your thing. But that's a sign of insecurity to try to force others to follow it. So they get real upset and they come on your stuff. Like the gentleman who said something. I ain't see anything on his page. I was like, well, how you promoting what you believe instead of worrying about me? And that's not just even the philosophical thing. If I had people who had a problem with my relationship philosophy, I was like, okay. Or I had one person. This had to do with the relationships. My book, Nice Guys and Players, when it first came out. And they tried to say, well, you didn't talk about this, you didn't talk about that. I was like, yeah, you're right, I did. And it turned out he was just trying to holler at my girlfriend on the sly. But I just said, dude, I ain't write about it because I ain't feel like writing about it. Why don't you write the book about it? You care about it. I can't possibly write about every single thing. Because, see, that's another thing, too. They want to kind of control your behavior. It's kind of like, it's also like, since people know me for relationships, it's the person that gets mad at the person, like it's like the nice guy who gets mad at the womanizer. You say, oh, he shouldn't be doing that. He can do what he want to do. It's up to you to do what you want to do. Why you worried about him? That ain't your sister you messing with. And the women don't seem to have a problem with it. Why you worried about it? But they uncomfortable with what they doing. So they might be jealous. And you'll get people like that. And that's a danger. Because it's possible for intelligent people of different philosophical outlooks to really get along. And even learn from each other. I remember these two guys I knew when I was in one of my schools. One was a right winger. He was a right winger. He was a right winger. The other one was an ultra liberal. They were like the best of friends. Those two cracked me up. But they were the best of friends. But both of them were probably two of the most respectful men I've ever met in my life of differences. They never tried to impose their differences on each other or other people. And that's probably why they got along, because their relationship was based on sex. And I mean, sex, shit, I'm thinking something else. I was thinking, it's all right, y'all. I had something else on my mind. Their relationship was based on respect. Oh, man. Yeah, sometimes my mind wanders. I'm thinking something totally else. Master Teacher BGS would just say, oh, Ron, thinking about the candy gram. But anyway, no, their relationship was based on respect. And ultimately, that's the thing that people have to do. That's the one philosophy I would say promotes. Just so respect. You can learn something. And one thing I noticed about their friendship, they both gained in a way. They both kind of like gained. They gained a better perspective. And that can be with anything. That's the Christian and the Muslim fellowshipping. That's the atheist and the Jewish person fellowshipping. That's ultimately what it is. We have different philosophical ideas out here. And the best someone can do, best somebody could really do is focus on being the best example of their path, being a glass of water. So, anyway, just wanted to share that. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace.